What's up, everybody? Chris, the old-ass retro gamer here, playing the sequel to one of my favorite games from the 90s. Tempest 2000 on the Atari Jaguar. I did own a Jaguar back in the day, not once, but twice. I bought it in 1994. I want to say originally because I was super hyped for it. You know, I always had to have the newest console when it came out. I didn't buy it at launch, obviously. I bought it maybe 6 or 7 months afterwards. And Tempest 2000 was my favorite game for that console. It was fantastic. I couldn't believe the music that was coming out of a cartridge. It's this exact same music right here that they're playing, which is kind of disappointing to me. I would have liked to have heard some new music, but I guess they just decided to repurpose the music from Tempest 2000 here in Tempest 4000. But I bet you're also wondering, what the hell? Where did 3000 go? Well, Tempest 3000 actually came out for the Ouya. Oh, no, not the Ouya. Shit. Not the Ouya. What was it called? Oh, man, I'm totally drawing a blank. Oh, crap. It was a video game console that wasn't like really a video game console. It was built into DVD players. Damn, I cannot remember the name of it. Oh, whatever. There was in like the mid to late 90s, there was this, I think it was built into Samsung DVD players, but it was, oh jeez, it's gonna drive me crazy. I can't remember, but the Tempest 3000 was one of the only games released for that console. There was maybe like 5 games total, and Tempest 3000 was the best and probably the only one worth buying. Whew, I cannot remember for the life of me what that thing was called. Jesus. Whatever. There was also a port of Tempest 3000 to the PlayStation 1, and that was called Tempest X Cubed, which was where the 3 was. It was pretty much the exact same game as Tempest 2000, same music, same everything, just a couple of extra in-betweener mini-games. But when I saw that they were bringing out a Tempest 4000, which is long overdue, it's been like, what, 20 years since the last one came out? I jumped on it, love it, it has really cool effects. It's the exact same game as the original Tempest arcade game. A lot more effects. Obviously, you can do particle effects and all this other cool stuff because PS4. But yeah, like I said, the only disappointment to me was that they repurposed all the same music from Tempest 2000 in Tempest 4000, which I thought was really disappointing. I would have liked to have heard some new compositions, but it looks like this was actually just rushed out to have a game to release to get some money, get a little bit of cash based on name recognition. But I'm not saying the game is bad. The game is actually pretty damn good. So let's get going. You can choose your level. You can do all these different modes. You got pure mode, which is basically the straight game. Survival mode is, I do believe, hard. But we can also pick all the different stages we want to start at, because I've done a lot of these already, and once you have completed them, you get to select them in the level select screen. You can even see my high scores for them at the bottom. Circus Atari, that's funny. Basic programming is an Atari game. So let's start from the beginning. This game is very psychedelic. It is meant to distract you from what is really going on in the game. All these crazy colors and backgrounds and everything. You have a... like, this is basically the training level. It's telling me all the things I can do. You're supposed to collect all these little icons with the health symbol on it, and those are your power-ups. You will eventually get a more powerful gun. You will get the ability to jump. Like right now, I'm going to get the particle lasers. See, I just died because I'm going too goddamn slow. And now I have the ability to jump so I can get these guys that are hanging around on the corners. Eventually, I'll get like a little AI bot. But every stage, your weapons reset. You have to gather them all over again every level. This is a new minigame that they added in where you have to, like, fly in between those flashing circles, which I still can't figure out what the hell I'm supposed to be doing because it's so psychedelic. I can't really make heads or tails of what I'm looking at. That's my little AI bot guy right there. The jump is very helpful once you start letting the villains, these little demons that are coming up the walls, to get to the edge of the web. You can jump around them and shoot them, because normally they'll just kill you. See, like, I can't make heads or tails of this. I think I'm supposed to be that blue flashing thing, but I can't tell what I'm supposed to be moving around. It's just so freaking weird. Yeah. This is probably the easiest one right here in this whole stage, because you only got to go back and forth and not like around in circles, and it's easier to control. Do you see what I mean when I say it's like so freaking distracting with all this crap floating around? Schwale. But I cannot figure out, like I said, for the life of me, what the hell I'm supposed to be doing here. Like, I'm supposed to be, like, dead center, I guess? Well, I missed that power-up. Dang nabbit. Smart bomb. It gives you one warning like that from the beginning. To say, oh, you've been captured, use your kill everything bomb thing. Get the power-up. I got my particle lasers. Missing my jump. Jump! Damn it, and I died again. Little AI droid, very helpful. Yeah, I have no idea. Still have no idea. Damn it! Well, like I said, let's try again. Pick up where I left off. I'm at L-shaped level. Yeah, just because I said that this was one of my favorite, or based on one of my favorite games from back in the day, does not mean that I was any good at it. But I would play this all the time on my Jaguar. The only games on the Jaguar worth owning the console for were this and Alien vs. Predator. After a certain point, you keep collecting those power-up icons, you'll just start getting extra points, because there's only so many power-ups you can get. I think the AI bot is the last one you get before it just starts giving you extra points. Like, how am I supposed to judge what is dead center? Ugh. One up! I just, honestly, I don't really give a crap about the particle laser. I just want my jump. Ah, crap, I died. Your droid will help you out of a tough spot if you get captured. I think maximum bullets just means continuous fire. Oh, warp! I unlocked the warp. Okay, that's one of the mini games, if I remember correctly. What the hell? Okay. Let's go back to that level. Circus Atari is the last one. Okay. I used to have Circus Atari for the Atari 2600. Hey, what's up, Captain Algebra? Get my ass handed to me on this damn game. Shit. I'm on the first freaking level and I'm already getting my ass handed to me. I mean, this isn't the first stage, this is just the first set of levels. But goddamn. Give me my jump ability. Yeah, remember Kenna. I hope she's okay. I hope she got home okay last night. Dude, that was one of the funniest things I've had happen while I was watching a stream of somebody's. That was so fucking funny. Yeah, Reggie sent me a message on Facebook saying, hey, we're going to be doing a new pickup video, me and, you know, Metal Jesus, and he goes, here's the games we're going to talk about. You might want to pick them up before we do, because they're going to jump up in price, and he sent me, well, he said he was going to do it. He never did. But the thing was, I watched the video, and I was like, wow, 95% of the games they talked about in that video I already owned. I didn't even know who the hell that dude was. I'm sitting there going like, the moment he said like, I'm back, you can't stop us, I was like, gotta go. It's so chunky, probably doesn't remember. Is that what he does, like, on his streams normally, is gets, you know, completely shit-faced and plays the game? But yeah, this was one of the games that they showed in that Metal Jesus pickup video with Reggie that came out on Friday. I was like, yep, got that, and pretty much, like, less than 95% of the games that they talked about picking up I already had. The only ones I didn't have were, like, the Commodore 64 games, and my copy of Holy Diver, which I did pre-order back in, February. Hasn't shown up yet. And I just ordered a copy of Sydney Hunter on Friday. They discounted it. If anybody wants to get a copy of Sydney Hunter from Collector Vision Games, you know, Gamester 81's game company, it's on sale. I went to go pick it up on Friday, and normally it was like $60. They had it on sale for $40. Shit. He's passed out in the middle of the stream. Jesus. I wish my streams were that active. Rabby Ribby, yeah. That's one I didn't have. Oh my god, I made it to the next set of levels. Wow, could this be a new piece of music? One of the things I was complaining about before I started playing this game was that I was really disappointed that they reused the music from Tempest 2000 in this instead of coming up with all new music. Not to complain, I mean, I'm complaining because I was disappointed they didn't come up with anything new, but I'm not really mad because I really like the music from Tempest 2000. It was one of the reasons I was playing it so much back in the day. I gotta check those out. Yeah, those are the two I didn't. One of the two that. Those were two of the ones I didn't have. But usually when Reggie tells me, "Oh, these are the games we're gonna talk about. Pick them up while you can before they get, you know, real pricey," I usually rush out and pick them up, and then the next day they're already like jumped up like $30, $40. But I didn't have to do it this time. I was super thrilled. What is happening to my screen? That's the only... Ooh, 1-up. Yes, thank you. I was low on health, or low on people. Shit. Whew. I thought that Tempest 2000 on the Jaguar was really distracting when it came to all this little psychedelic stuff they got going on, but man, playing this one, whew, it's a whole nother level of distracting. But the thing about this game is, yeah, it is distracting at times because of all the crazy stuff going on. But man, once you get into the groove of it, yeah, if you have like Pokemon, you know, seizure syndrome, this is not the game for you. Shit. Is that game over? Yep. Crapola. Let's see. Can I get back there? Yep. This is the last one I did. That's cool, I can choose my level. Go back to where I left off. Really? Oh, right off the bat. Thanks! Right off the bat? Jesus Christ. It's bringing me back there with like only one life, or the life that I had when I got there. The one. See? What? Where did that come from? So I said too many distractions. How did I die? I don't see that. What's the topic of the video? Oh, come on. You didn't grow up with? Jeez, for me, I'm trying to think what my responses would be for that I didn't grow up with. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm trying to think, what didn't I grow up with? I didn't grow up with the Master System. I didn't grow up with a TurboGrafx 16. I didn't grow up with an Intellivision or a ColecoVision. I jumped. Oh my god, this game is starting to piss me the F off. It's because I have no lives. Fuck you. Yeah, what games didn't I have as a kid that were really popular? I never had Final Fantasy, the original. I watched a friend play it, and I realized it wasn't for me because I had Dragon Warrior for the NES at the time, and I was like, "Yep, that's the only role-playing game I need. I'm good with Dragon Warrior." So I never bought Final Fantasy. So that's one I never grew up with. Let me see. I know a lot of people talk about Mario, what was it, Super Mario Land 2 on the Game Boy? The one where, it was the first one where Mario was a really big sprite. Not when he was like that tiny little one, like in the original Mario Land. I didn't grow up with that one. Was it the golden coins, or 6 golden coins or something? I never grew up with that one. Yeah, that was one Mario game we didn't have when I was a kid. And I never grew up with Phantasy Star because I never owned the console. My uncle owned a Sega Master System, but we lived in Illinois. They lived in Ohio. He basically bought a Master System so that when all the family would come over, all the kids would have something to do in the basement. All the adults sat upstairs, drank, and bullshitted all night. And I played it. I think the only game I really played on that was Black Belt. But I never played the original Phantasy Star back in the day, so that'd be one. You still haven't played a Final Fantasy game? See, I didn't get into Final Fantasy until Final Fantasy II came out for the Super Nintendo. So I watched my friend Gary would get almost every game that came out. That was a big game. He would always get it. His mother would always go, up your butt, Joe Boo, with this crap. Yeah, his mom would always go out and pick up games for him. Or he'd give her the money and she'd buy it for him while he was at school. And he bought Final Fantasy 1, and like I said, I watched him play it for a little while because we didn't get games very often in my family. It's usually like birthdays, Christmas, Easter, which I always thought was funny. For some reason, my parents would always buy me and my brother a video game for Easter. There we go, jump. I watched him play and I wasn't really impressed. But then when he got Final Fantasy II, I went over to watch him play it, and I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't really give a crap. You know, I didn't like the original one. What am I gonna see in this one? And I don't know if it was the music or the graphics or the storyline that was playing out. I just thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I was like, okay, I'm back into RPGs now. And that was my gateway drug for the Final Fantasy series. Although I never did play Part 3 on the Super Nintendo. I just never got around to it. Like, for a little while I stopped playing RPGs. I was more into action games. And I was always playing side-scrollers and stuff, and shooters and whatever. Fighting games, mostly fighting games. But I never played Final Fantasy 3 until I was an adult. But Final Fantasy 7 was another one that I never saw what everyone was always bragging about. I was kind of like, yeah, it's cool. Storyline's kind of cool, but the dialogue in it is freaking awful. And it was, like, annoying. I thought some of the characters were just annoying as hell. What's up, Belly? Oh, come on.
Digitally recorded.
Oh yeah, so Final Fantasy VII I never really got into, which is why I'm not excited at all for Final Fantasy VII's remake. But Final Fantasy IX, on the other hand, was the PS1 Final Fantasy game that really got me. That because it went back to like doing all the magic stuff. Because I always associated Final Fantasy with fantasy type things, not science fiction-y type of themes like Part 7 and 8 did. Oh, screw it. So when Final Fantasy IX went back to, like, you know, red mages, white mages, blue mages, all that kind of stuff, I really got into it. So that's probably my favorite. If I'm going to recommend a Final Fantasy game to play, it'd be Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo and Final Fantasy IX on the PS1. Jesus, this game. So would anyone like to watch me play something else? Because I am really sucking ass at this right now. And I don't want to stop the stream after only